Hi, I'm Dave Parsh.
I'm Hayley Reardon.
I'm Terry Speer.
And welcome to Riverdog Rewind. So anyway, we're here tonight with Hayley Reardon. We had a show tonight. It was a wonderful show. So what did you think about the crowd today?
I loved it. They were so attentive, as I've come to expect at Riverdog. Great crowd, great energy.
So Terry, how did you find out about Hayley?
Well, we've known Hayley for 10 years now. It was first back in 2015. We had only been open a couple of years. And her agent at the time, by the way, she was 18 years old.
Yes.
And hasn't aged a bit in those 10 years. Anyway, her agent got a hold of me and just said, we've got this young, talented singer-songwriter who'd be passing through and wondered if you'd like to host a show. So we looked at some videos and little biographical information. We thought, sure, this sounds great.
So didn't Emily Keener open up that show?
Yes, she did. She was just getting going at that time, and wasn't too long after that. She was on The Voice and did very well. I think she got in the top 10. But Hayley then came back in 2019 and with another great show. And we just think she's super. She's a great writer and a very devoted artist. She's a fine craftsman and really, really puts herself into her music. And it's something that just a listening room is the perfect place for Hayley Reardon to play.
So anyway, on to the show.
We have a wonderful singer from Boston, Hayley Reardon. She'll be out here in a minute. And she was here 10 years ago. And opening that show was Emily Keener. Was anybody here at that show? Okay, there were a few people who were at that show. You've stuck with us for 10 years. Congratulations. Anyway, of course, most of you know Emily went on to get in the top 10 of The Voice. But Hayley has, I have so much admiration for her because she's built her career basically by herself since she was a mid-teenager and established herself in the Boston area and then has traveled around New England a lot and has a big following in Europe. In fact, she'll be heading back to Europe in a couple of weeks. But I admire somebody like that who didn't get a big recording contract, didn't have a bunch of managers figuring things out for her. She did this basically on her own. And to do that and sustain that for 10 years, longer than 10 years, is quite an accomplishment. So, and she's a beautiful, beautiful singer, and a great writer. So I'm sure you're gonna enjoy the night. Okay, that's that. Let's do a big Northeast Ohio welcome to the wonderful Hayley Reardon.
So good to be with you. Karaoke at your sister's house. Said her boyfriend was going out. Did you pick me up in a couple of hours? And it's never gonna feel the same. It's broken English singing Purple Rain. Left you waiting as the blue light fades into the night. I was falling through the cracks of you. Nothing left to hold on to. Told you I hate the city noise. Feels like I'm only getting softer instead of stronger. And all that wind into something new. I was falling through the cracks. You had nothing left to hold on to. Christmas Eve, baby, came too soon. I gave her my voice for a name like you, and all but a year went by so fast, and I still don't know when I'll be back. Karaoke at your sister's house. Said her boyfriend was going out. Said you pick me up in a couple of hours, and it's never gonna feel the same. It's broken English singing Purple Rain. Left you waiting as the blue light fades into the night. Karaoke at your sister's house. Didn't wanna let the moment end, so I chased it. And it's never gonna feel the same. Never gonna feel the same. Ooh. This song is it's called Something's Gonna Hurt. I played all my games in the dark, with my head on fire, speeding car, till I found someone to in love to tell. We poured chlorine and listened well. Now I'm looking out at the evidence washes ashore. The only thing I hear is the dissonance of an abandoned war. Something's gonna hurt now, and something's gonna hurt later. I did us a favor. It's finally out of my mouth. All that's left is space, and I'll give it away. In the strangeness of a different town, well, it took all of me to turn around. And suddenly I'm desperate to preserve some sacred thing that lives beyond the words. I am holding hands with the cavalry that ravaged my brain, to think I was immune to mysteries of spinning in space. Something Ooh. I can't believe it's been 10 years. I remember the show with Emily Keenan. That was outside, right? Yes. To think of all the concerts that have happened here since then, all of the community and music that Riverdog has cultivated here. It's true, I've spent a lot of time in the past years in Europe, but I recently moved back to Massachusetts, where I'm from. I moved to a town by the ocean north of Boston that's about an hour from a different town by the ocean north of Boston that I grew up in. And I have a friend there who was a very early taker to this whole Wim Hof craze. Do we know this guy, Wim Hof? Okay, well, he's this eccentric Dutchman who popularized recently this practice of ice bathing, which is now everywhere, of submerging your body in freezing cold water every day for certain health benefits. Okay? My friend was very early to this craze as it swept our little town, so people started meeting every morning to go into the ocean together, which in July was not a big deal, but in February in Boston, it's cold, yeah, it's serious. So she has this kind of personal legend that she has not missed a day without going to the ocean for, I don't know now, like 6 years. And I have always been intrigued by this and by her commitment to it. And I would ask her all the time the same question. I would just ask her, in her own words, why? Truly, curiosity, like why was she so committed to this practice? Why, when life is already, painful and suffering is already inevitable, why add more? Every day, relentlessly, on purpose. And she only ever responded the same cryptic way. She would only ever say these few words. She said, I do it because it keeps me honest. Keeps me honest. That's all she ever said. And I never had any idea what that could possibly mean, but it was poetic and mysterious. And eventually I asked her, because of those words, to take me with her. She said, okay, sure, but it has to be winter or it doesn't count. I was like, damn it. I wanted to go in June and be proud of myself. So we made a plan that we would go on the winter solstice. That felt like, a ritualistic day. And so we committed a few weeks out, and then, as my luck would have it, it was a full-blown New England blizzard at winter solstice. It was snowing so hard and so fast you could only see white. But we'd committed, so I went with her to the beach. And we were the only people on the beach that day, for obvious reasons. But she held my hand and we walked into the water. And I said, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. And she said, yes, that's your brain. Just let it die. And it did. It truly did, because I don't remember anything. Nothing. It's just blackness after that point. Except for the car ride home with the heat on blast. And then this song, somehow, magically, writing itself. And it turned out to be called Honest. So I think I got a little taste of what she meant. You're trying to make it better. I didn't want to be alone until I wasn't anymore. With my feet bare in the sand, I prayed on the winter solstice. If I'm flying, let me land. And if I've landed, help me notice on the horizon. tasted, Houston, nothing is wasted. But there goes another year. And if I were just honest, I might get what I wanted for once. And if I were just brave enough to feel it, I might know all I needed was love. And I'm not saying it's as it was, but it doesn't feel that different. They said a change is gonna come, but they never mentioned we might miss it on the horizon. Everything's light and the boats hang like chandeliers. And just for the tasted, Houston, nothing is wasted. But there goes another year. And if I were just honest, I might get what I wanted for once. And if I were just brave enough to feel it, I might know all I needed was love. You said your whole life's your moments, but I don't know which one you mean. As we sat outside the station, I was talking about the dreams that strangle me. And I was caught between some running list of other people's plans. I was holding out my life, scared, unsteady hands, and you were holding your heart. I remember it well, your gaze unwavering. And all along a turning point, a crossroads in some cosmic void, and branches bend, strings come loose. You have only ever been good news. We were looking at the fields from your mother's garden, yellow buds along the flatlands. Summer barely even started. I could feel the sun dancing from your skin to mine. It was changing me. Finally, and your fingerprints on all my maps. I gripped so tight I almost crashed, and roads they bend, strings come loose. You have only ever been good. The way your left foot still tilts inward, every couple steps, the way you fed me blueberries on that night bus to Switzerland, and how you somehow speak in poetry in a language that's not yours. Oh, something deep within you has been here I gripped so tight I almost crashed, and roads they bend, strings come loose. You have only ever been good news. Had it not been for you, good news. I was just a kid back then, but I didn't fall in love like one. I was just the morning's friend, trying to make a way for the sun. I was just a flower child, digging in the dirt all day, hoping that I just might grow, growing up to be okay. Over under, breathing thunder, I am not myself. I won't forget me like I forget everything. Now just the way it goes. Every time you hold my hand, I can feel the burning stars just above a breaking man. But when you're breaking heart, it's hard to make a clear-cut blame. Don't you know the broken break and the breakers stay the same? Over under, breathing thunder, I am not myself. I won't forget me like I forget everything. Now I say now I say over under, breathing thunder, I am now run for cover, hold each other, no one's getting out. I won't forget me like I forget. I won't forget me like I forget. I won't forget me like I forget. I won't forget me like I forget.
So Hayley,
Thanks.
so yes, right. So how do you get your inspiration for a song?
My life mostly. It depends. It actually feels to me that I don't know what moments or details or things I'm clocking, or I don't necessarily track what matters to me until it comes out in a song. So often I'm absorbing details or images and not really knowing it, and then when I sit down to write, those things come through. So it's a sort of subconscious synthesis.
So you file those away in a memory.
I guess, yeah.
Huh.
What percentage of the songs you start do you finish?
20%.
20%.
Yeah. We were talking about this.
Yeah.
So do you record them? Do you write them down? Or
I record a voice memo, like on my phone, yeah, like lyrics and melody together. I rarely write lyrics separate from a melody, so I'm rarely like writing lyrics as just lyrics. To me, they have to kind of come through the same. They're informing each other, so I wouldn't make a voice
The
memo.
syllables have to match to the
Yes.
melody.
Yes, and the shapes of the words. Yes, totally. Yeah.
So anyway, on to the show.
So, like I said, I recently moved back to Massachusetts, which this town that I'm living in, I really think they should start paying me because I'm a great promotional tool for them. I talk about it way too much. My set is like partially a Gloucester, Massachusetts tourism campaign, but I moved to this town called Gloucester, and it's one of the remaining working waterfronts in Massachusetts. If you're getting fish in Massachusetts, it's coming from Gloucester or from New Bedford. Fun fact. And I moved there very much on a whim. I had been living in Europe. I was telling Deborah and Harry this story earlier. I had been living in Europe in a very vagabond, transient way where I was like subletting apartment by apartment by apartment. And I woke up one day in this room in Berlin at the time. The walls were covered in pictures of somebody else's life, and somebody else's friends, and their letters in German. And I knew I need to go home. But I didn't have a plan of exactly what that would look like or what going home would mean at that point. And within a few days of this realization, a friend sent me a link to this little Zillow link, to this little cottage that was for rent only for the winter. It was a winter rental in Gloucester, this town by the ocean that I knew well. I mean, I grew up an hour from there, and I never would have seen myself wanting to go to Gloucester. But this little cottage was so idyllic, and it was only available for these 4 months in the winter before summer came, and they would rent it to the tourists who want to go to the beach for 4 times the price. And something about this short period of 4 months, I said, okay, if they'll have me there, I'm going to go to that cottage, and I'm going to write and sleep, figure out what comes next. And I did. It was just meant to be a short-term thing, but it turned out to be this really grounding time, and I fell in love with Gloucester, but I could never figure out exactly why. I couldn't put my finger on what was so special about being there at this time. And I wrote my whole last record there in the little cottage. And then summer did in fact come, and I had to leave the cottage. But I ended up staying in Gloucester. But during that time, I had a neighbor who lived nearby to me, and she also had a little cottage, but it was peach. It was this beautiful little peach color. And she was a painter, and she also had peach hair. And I got to see her paintings, and she would paint the sunset almost always at the hour where the light was peach. And there was this beautiful peach motif that just captivated me. But one day I was taking a walk, and I walked by her house, and we had this little chat. She happened to be standing in the doorframe, and she was working on a painting. She was just taking a break, looking out at the water, and she had her apron on, and I'm knocking, it was peach. She's leaning against the shingles, and I noticed this. I noticed like the peach apron and the peach shingles, and we have this little chat. And she said this line. She said, "Oh, I'm working on a painting, but the tourists, they always want the same thing." And I don't know why this line somehow jump-started this entire love song to the town. And by the end of my walk, I had written this whole song with the whole first verse really being words from her mouth. But the process of writing it helped me synthesize my love for the town and why I felt so at home there. So I owe a big thank you to my former neighbor for this whole first verse. Yes, she should. There aren't any, but if there were. It's called Bone Dance. She's standing in the door frame, apron the color of the shingles. She can't recall the song's name, so she sings me just a little. She's been working on a painting. The tourists always want the same thing. Says, anyways, enjoy your walk, dear. It's good to have you back around here. Fishing town, off the road, past the
idle hands. Down on Main, she's selling used clothes. She's dressing strangers for a funeral. She says this island is a tightrope. If I were you, I'd take the back roads. There's a wind up from the northeast. Everybody knows what that means. Oh, the boats will sure be in soon. We'll keep the coffee hot long past noon. Fishing town, up the road, past the pond, the waves are beating on, crashing and laughing again. Saying so much for your big plans, how this life's full of bone dance, but no place for idle, no place for idle hands, but no place for idle hands. But no place for idle hands. I'm gonna sing you a Paul Simon song. Many's the time I've been mistaken, and many times confused. Well, I've often felt forsaken, and certainly misused. Oh, but it's alright, yeah, it's alright. I'm just weary to my bones. Still, you don't expect to be bright and bon vivant, so far away from home, so far away from home. I don't know a dream that's not been shattered. I don't know a soul who's not been battered. I don't have a friend who feels at ease. I don't know a dream that's not been shattered or driven to its knees. Oh, but it's alright, it's alright, for we live so well, so long. Still, when I think of the road we're traveling on, I wonder what's gone wrong. I can't help but wonder what's gone wrong. I dreamed I was dying. I dreamed my soul rose unexpectedly, and looking back down on me, smiling assuredly. I dreamed I was flying, and high up above my eyes could clearly see the Statue of Liberty sailing away to sea. I dreamed I was flying. Come on the ship they call the Mayflower. We come on the ship that sails to the moon. We come in the age's most uncertain hour, and we sing an American tune. Oh, but it's alright, yeah, it's alright. It can't be forever blessed. Still, tomorrow's gonna be another working day, and I'm trying to get some rest. That's all I'm trying get some rest.
I'm not really sure what time I started, but I'm going to play a few more songs and then we'll have a break, and then more songs. You know the Riverdog drill. This is another one of the cottage era songs. It's called The Way I Am.
Oh, the secret draws circles in the sand like a needle point inside a crater. And you don't ask any more about my plan. Safe and sound in the blurriness of later. Daybreak and the back shore is ablaze as the sun burns the hole right through the ocean. And the true world, it drowns me from within. I've only ever been part way open. I needed all this space just to feel the ache that is always there under everything. I took the long way around, but it doesn't matter now. I just didn't understand the way I am. Hey,
I'm going to say it again, but I'm so happy to be back at Riverdog. Really. It's a life well lived. It's beautiful. It's so touching to be here, and the spirit with which Deborah and Terry imbue the whole experience is really means a lot to me. So thank you guys for having me back, and thank you to all of you for coming and listening. I think I'm going to play one more song, and then we'll have a break. Like I said, I don't really know what time we started, but I think this feels around break time. Yeah, I'll leave you for now with this one. I have some. Well, I feel bad. I'm running out of merch, and this newest album, I don't have physically with me. I only have some older records here, but the most important thing is my mailing list. Actually, Terry, you referenced this. I am building this universe around my songs, quite literally, one person at a time. So if this means something to you and you want to keep in touch and know when I have new music, you can join my mailing list, which I've recently converted to an iPad because it used to take me like 9 months to log the emails in. So now I won't spell it wrong, and it's there. So that's my mailing list is the most important thing there. I have some T-shirts and some CDs that are from before this latest record, but I will be over there. Would love to say hi and more songs after the break. This song I wrote, I wrote, but it feels like it was trying to talk to me. Sometimes it's reversed like that. The songs drive the car most of the time, but I've been thinking a lot about this song lately, and about songs in general. I have this sort of obsession with how songs function in the world. Like, what's the function of a song? And how do we enter a song? To me, they've always felt like rooms, and they're spaces. And I'm always on this quest to get inside of a song, whether I'm listening or singing, especially when singing. I feel that what I'm chasing is these moments, and they're fleeting. It's never a full song, but these little moments where you get to tuck inside a song, almost like you're tucking into bed, and it's this safe place, and you feel almost untouchable when you hit it. But it's hard to get there. It doesn't always happen. And the more I reflect on that as a person traveling around sharing songs, that's what I'm chasing. Is this safety inside of them, and this presence that in magic, fleeting moments we get to enter together. So this song is about that, and about that quest, which is ongoing. It's called Enough Is Everything.
The bravest woman that I know doesn't hold a job, answer the phone from a one-bedroom beside the sea. Enough is somehow everything. The truest place I've ever been is a tiny room inside my chest. And most of the time the doors are locked. But when I make it there, I don't get lost. So I help
So that was amazing. It was an amazing first set. So tell us a little bit what your life is like on the road.
Chaotic. I think I'm wearing a lot of hats all the time because the independent artist thing is very much such that you have to try and manage a bunch of jobs at once. So the songwriter part of me is honestly not really on until I'm done touring and home writing again. I mean, or I'm gathering, like I said, this sort of synthesis of gathering details and moments, but they're not being processed through my artist self until there's more space. So it's a lot of switching gears between different headspaces for me. But it's amazing and beautiful. I mean, I meet so many great people and enjoy.
We know you travel a lot in Europe. Is there any difference between what goes on over there in terms of your performance and what happens in the U.S.?
Yes. Yeah, there's a big difference. I think there's a big cultural difference in, well, I mean, Riverdog is a big exception to that, but the collective way that people in Europe interact with live music versus the US, and I think their willingness to take a chance on music they haven't heard before, and even optically, like there are rooms that I can play in Europe and I would never play a room that looked like that in America, like for instance a bar, but magically in Europe it can transition into a listening room by the way that people interact with music differently and quiet down and listen in a different way. So I have found it to be different. Yeah.
Cool.
So you're saying you prefer?
Well, it depends. That's why I mentioned Riverdog. There are cultivated, beautiful listening rooms in the U.S. that are magical, but I just think when you're kind of going into the wild of a space and trying to like lull the energy into the right environment for quiet, introspective music, I think Europe can be easier, yeah. But that doesn't count for the series that have been cultivated on purpose and the rooms that have been, built as listening rooms here. So.
All right. So anyway, back to the show.
Wants to say something, crooked smile like a kid who's about to break something in. She says, how do you feel about the ocean? And I pull my chair in, smiling, because I have got a seat next to the only one asking that question. Ooh, she is more than the music. She is more than Bob Dylan to me. She is blue and blueberry. The band looks around, everyone in the room knows, and I look them all back, smiling, because I have got a seat next to her and her harmonies. Ooh, she is more than the music. She is more Bob Dylan to me. She is blue and blueberry. And blueberry. She is 18, a twisted harmony. She is talking, she is telling this to me. Ooh, she is more than the music. She is more than she knows she is to me. She is and blueberry, and blueberry, blueberries, blueberries.
Welcome back. This song is about the end of the world, but I will make up for it later with a counterpart song that's about love. And so don't worry, I never play one without the other. It's called Birds Like Little Soldiers.
There's a strange little bird at the motel, and a gunshot 3 miles ahead. God walked right on up, rang the doorbell. The TV was on loud, so we left. Oh, and the flood can't put out the wildfire, and love can't quell what greed desires. Birds like little soldiers in a lie. What happens when the battlefield engulfs the battle? When the land for which we war burns us alive. And call it what you will, the end or just some cosmic shadow. But don't you wanna see yourself before you die? The astrologers all said I told you so. See, destruction's a lengthy affair. So I watched what I could from the window, hey, until the smoke finally swallowed the air. Oh, and the flood can't put out the wildfire. Love can't quell what greed desires. Birds like little soldiers in a lie. What happens when the battlefield engulfs the battle? And the land for which we war burns us alive. Call it what you will, the end or just some cosmic shadow. But don't you wanna see yourself before you die? Don't you wanna see yourself? Don't you wanna see yourself? Don't you wanna see
This song is called A Week in Berlin. It has one single German word in it. It's Einsamkeit. It means loneliness.
It's 2 a.m. I'm awake in Berlin. For the first of 2 shifts, you are on your way into that restaurant on 12th. that I never liked. There's a word for this feeling here, Einsamkeit. And while I'm asleep, you are driving back home to the place where we lived. Now you live there alone, where we'd hide from the landlord and the weird girls upstairs. My guitar's in your closet, I know it's safe there. And I finally figured it out. For the first time, something's clear. There's no way of summing this up except to say I don't know how I feel. Not sure I ever will. The rain falls over Hamburg. It's late in the day when I find out you're leaving next month for LA. And you packed up my things. You talked to my sister when she comes home for Christmas. She'll bring them back with her. And I finally figured it out. For the first time, something's clear. There's no way of summing this up except to say I don't know how I feel. And I'm not sure I ever will. I know that I love you. I did and I still do. And if this is a mistake, it's a one I have to make. I finally figured it out. For the first time, something's clear. There's no way of summing this up except to say I don't know how I feel. And I'm not sure I am not sure I ever am not sure I ever will. I dreamed that you were blind and I went walking, looking for the light, but then I lost it, trying to bring the right thing home to you. I see now that nothing is a waste until it runs out. I built myself a castle just to climb down and rifle through the fragments of my youth. And I've got everything I've ever felt like, and pretty little bottles, one way in and one way out. My love, it's gonna be a while until I know who I am again after you. After you. see the moon now as the fog clears. The stars were burning, we just looked away. I'm grieving 100 little lives for every season. 'Cause you have parts of me that I don't need. Although I tried, I could not find the change. And I've got everything I ever felt lined up in pretty little bottles, one way in and one way out. My love is gonna be a while until I know who I am again. Oh, and nothing much has changed except some blinding revelations. I am holding out my hands. A fickle heart requires patience, I know. And I'm on my way again after you. After you.
I have a big anxiety because I'm a big napper, and I take naps at every hour, and then instead of deleting so I wind up setting alarms like nap times, but very weird nap times, like napping at 8:30 to wake up at 9 or something p.m., right? Like very bizarre nap times. But instead of, I don't know why, but instead of just taking one alarm and making a new time, I keep them all, so there's like 40 throughout the day, like every 30 minutes in the day is a potential alarm. So then before I come on stage, I'm always afraid that I'm gonna get like my 9 p.m. nap wake up alarm. So every time before I come on, I'm like, scroll, they're gonna take like 3 minutes because they go on forever. So, yes, nap controls.
Alternate tuning and all.
Say it again?
Alternate tuning and all.
Yes, exactly.
And we're going to tune it again to a different tuning right now.
One of the EPs that I have here, I made quite a while ago now, called "Where I Know You." It was in the before times, 2019, pre-COVID, pre-everything. And for that one project, it was a concept project in the way of I wanted all the songs to be story songs. And of course, all my songs are story songs, but selfishly, they're my own stories. It's a very self-indulgent situation here. But for that project, I really wanted all the songs to be inspired by other people's stories, close people in my life, and stories that they'd shared with me that I felt a privilege to get to share, and maybe my own invented sense of responsibility to share that they would never live on in song form, which turned out to matter to me and not to any of the people. But that I wanted them to be in songs. I thought it was part of their preservation. So I made this EP. And it didn't go over well with really anybody on it. Like one was for my childhood best friend named Julia, and the song's called Julia, and it says like, Julia, do you remember me? To laugh with you is still for me the closest to a child I'll ever be. Like saying that like I can only access my childhood self through her. And I played it for her, and she was like, what do you mean? Of course I remember you. So that was kind of the general reaction. So this one, which is very, very Julia actually, That's why we're a good match. I'm like, and she's very practical. But this song I wrote for my mom's best friend, whose name is Beth. Maybe I told this story here before, but she's a real deal hippie, and she's been telling me stories for as long as I can remember about her wilder younger days, living out of a school bus in Santa Barbara in the 70s, and sleeping under the California stars, and all these very, romantic images. Often the stories would have like heartbreaking content, but they would have very cinematic backdrops. And I always thought that they belonged in a song, or a book, or a movie. And she loves Joni Mitchell. She loved and still loves Joni Mitchell, of course. And she's asked me for a long time, from when I started playing music, she would ask all the time to hear this very specific Joni song. She always wanted to hear Blonde in the Bleachers off her record For the Roses, which is sort of a deep cut, and I was always intrigued by why that song was her song. And Beth herself is this little tiny blonde lady. She's my height. She still has this long blonde hair. So when I hear that song, I think of her. To me, she is the blonde in the Bleachers. She's just kind of burned in my mind that way. But I never learned it for her. Instead, I wrote this, which again, she did not ask for. It's not all that happy about, but it does pay a little homage to Joni, and it references Blonde in the Bleachers. And this idea that's always intrigued me of a young Beth seeking solace in that song in particular. Again, how do songs function in our lives? Like, why was that song the one that she turned to as she navigated her complicated young life? So it references Blonde in the Bleachers, and it's for Beth. Don't tell her I played it for her.
Bethany is 5 foot, with hair down to her knees, and she carries the guitar of a boy she loves but never sees. And she'll follow him to Santa Barbara. She is just 19, with some money from her father, a man she loves but never sees. She is lost in the record scene, blind in the bleachers. She's free, but she's tired already. So she lived out of a school bus parked in some old lady's yard, and to this day she'll thank the 70s and the California stars. But at night she still got lonely, and the boy with the guitar, he couldn't give a damn about it. She still held him in her heart. She is lost in the record scene, blind in the bleachers. She's free, but freedom never comes easy. Loving never comes freely. Just ask Bethany. Boy with the guitar became a man with a full band. Oh, he left her with a baby, chose the road over a family. So Bethany, she left there for a farm out in the country, raised a little girl up wild with the horses and the daisies. She is lost in the record scene, blind in the bleachers. She's free, but freedom never comes easy. Love it never comes free. And she is lost in the record singing, blind in the bleachers. She's free, but freedom never comes easy. Love it never comes freely. Just ask Bethany.
I could hear it coming through.
I remember I was looking for something to hang my head on, hungry for a feeling even I could not yet name. And I only meant to thank you, but instead I said I'm sorry. Now you're looking at me like you might not look at me the same. But don't you wanna see me, don't you wanna see me in the good light? Ooh, don't you wanna feel it, don't you wanna know the best of all? That there's 100 people talking and it hasn't crossed a single one's mind that you and I are here at all. And the problem solver in me thinks that you might be my problem. But I tried that one before and it never quite lives up. I wish that it was simple just to tell you how I'm feeling. Like feeling on its own wasn't difficult enough. But don't you wanna see me, don't you wanna see me in the good light? Ooh, don't you wanna feel it, don't you wanna know the best of all? That there's 100 people talking and it hasn't crossed a single one's mind that you and I are here at all. That you and I are here at all. Don't you wanna see me in the good light? Ooh, don't you wanna feel it? Don't you wanna know the best of all? That there's 100 people talking and it hasn't crossed a single one's mind that you and I are here at all. And don't you wanna see me? Don't you wanna see me in the good light? Ooh, don't you wanna feel it? Don't you wanna know the best of all? That there's 100 people talking and it hasn't crossed a single one's mind that you and I are here at all. That you and I are here at all.
To an audiobook about video game designers on my whole journey, and then I've been like, you know, when you get really immersed in a book and then you like think you're in it. I keep like turning looking for the character because I just drove I drove from Boston to Ann Arbor, so it was just a full 2 days of just driving. So all I lived and breathed was this book, and then I got to Ann Arbor and I was like, where are my friends? Where is everybody? Like I was so disoriented. I had to return. So. Now I'm a little bit more about it.
You know you're not in Ann Arbor, right?
No, I know I'm not in Ann Arbor now. Yes, and I'm also not in a book about video game design. I know that I am in Wakeman, Ohio, outside Oberlin, at Riverdog. Don't worry. I know exactly where I am.
I have a few more songs for you.
Thank you for being such an attentive, wonderful audience, as is always expected here. Thank you. happy song. Really, I was trying to write about happy things, but very fast it became a sad song because the things were so happy that I wanted to, put them in a bottle and take them with me. And then I realized in the songwriting process that I couldn't. I could only live them and let them go. And then the happy song became a sad song called The Little Sadness. On the long ride to Munich, I was glad to be alone. I saw the future like a blanket on the foggy mountain roads. It was too late to go back and too early to call home. I thought everyone I love is asleep out there. I've got all of this new life I've got to put somewhere. I've got to put somewhere. A man whose name I can't pronounce and a waitress he'd once loved took me dancing in a part of town that they were both fond of. It was too late to go back, and I had nowhere to call home. I thought everyone they love is asleep out there, and I'm just passing through on my way somewhere, on my way somewhere. And here comes the little sadness. Here comes the little sadness again. 'Cause you can't take it with you for a moment of pretend. No, you can't take it with you in the end. On the night of some election, we were walking in the park. It was dusk and there were people out, guns strapped upon cars. I was noticed by some strangers as they waited for the train. Someone was talking about America and asked me to explain. Everyone I love is asleep out there, and I forgot I have a life of my own somewhere, of my own somewhere. And here comes the little sadness. Here comes the little sadness again, like a story I won't tell you, like a letter I can't send. 'Cause you can't take it with you in the end. No, you can't take it with you. One last song, unplugged. This is called Barcelona. Thank you again for listening.
Thank you to the Riverdog family here, pets and all.
For making this happen, not only tonight, but a lot of nights.
I sat in the corner and kept to myself. I think the bar staff felt sorry for me, 'cause they brought me a beer and some pieces of bread, and then after a while left me bank doesn't always, I could die any day. It took me a while, but it was you who taught me. That's just the truth for anybody. Your dad's sunroof was down as we drove through the town. Beneath the mountain he named you after. And then your beautiful friend saw a heart she could mend. And for a moment the night filled with laughter. And the moon hanging slow over Barcelona and pace a path across wide dark sea, like a joke, like a dance, like a song that holds you, and I still can't tell if it's a dream. Underground on the train, oh, it's hard to explain. I had the feeling that something was wrong, and a stranger could see, so she waited with me until we both knew the danger was gone. Beneath the cypress and palms, oh, we walked arm in arm. You won't find this place on the map. You rolled your cigarette without fear or regret. I just hope I can find my way back. In the moon, hanging slow over Barcelona, a path across wide dark sea, like a joke, like a dance, like a song that holds you, and I still can't tell if it's a dream. No, I still can't tell if it's a dream.
Deborah specifically told me the plan, but this is like I somehow always mess up every picture. The more I know there's gonna be a picture, the more I'm gonna like. You told me. Okay, I won't.
I have to do it again.
Okay, well I'm gonna play one more song, and we're gonna have a repeat photo shoot. Okay, I'm pretending I don't know there's a picture of me. There's a ritual, and I disrupted the ritual. Thank you. This song is it's called "There Will Be Love." This is the counter song to the End of the World song from earlier. If you were waiting, if you were keeping track, you were like, she didn't keep her promise. This is it. It's about putting love in any moment or situation just because we can. That much we can still do.
Call it complicated times. See, it's a painful road to change, but the way I understand it, it will be truer just to say there will be love. There will be love. And where you find no love, well, you can't put love. And there will be love. There will be love. This world is always gonna beg you to be somebody else. In every room there is a door. There is a doorway to yourself. There you find no love, but you can put love, and there will be love. There will be love, and where you find no love, that you can put love, and there will be love. There will be love. Love on every wall, falling from the sky, walking down the hall. Oh, love, love that can't be earned, love that lives beside everything that hurts. There you find no love, but you can put love, and there will be love. There will be love. Yeah, yeah. There will be love. Thank you for helping me through the book.
All right, that was an amazing show. I want to thank Hayley Reardon for sitting down with us in our Wayne's World here. And and if you like this video, go to our Riverdog page and like and subscribe. You'll see many, many videos.
Just go to YouTube and Music at Riverdog. And if you want to see what's coming up in our schedule, just go to the Riverdog Music website. Just Google Music at Riverdog and it'll pop right up for you.
All right, thank you for watching Riverdog Rewind.
Haley.
Let's see, what was I doing? I was saying, oh,
Rewind.
How it went the first
All right.
time. We just kept laughing and laughing.
so anyway, today we're here with Hayley Reardon and let me say that.
Did you say Reardon?
Reardon. So anyway, we're here. So these are the outtakes. We need outtakes.
It's so good. We have to make one of just.
See why it's Wayne's World.
So anyway, I'm here with Amy Reardon, and we.
Haley.
Where's my
Need a cue card there.
cue card?
It's so good.
All right, okay.
Okay.
So we're here with Hayley Reardon, and we had a show tonight. That was right,
That
right?
breeze just blew it.
I'm sorry.
All right, it's going to take another 10 takes.
I'm saying it.
Hayley.
Okay, bye.